Good morning and welcome to another video with a guy and his projects. Today we're working on this Ford F250 2001 6.8 liter V10 4x4. Yes sir, Super Duty. You've seen a few videos on this thing recently. There's more coming too, so stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button. Very important to note before you start skipping through this video, I'm not a mechanic, I'm not a professional, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've had no professional experience in any of this whatsoever. I'm just a guy that likes to work on my vehicles. I work on fixing them up, doing it my way, maybe not the professional way, maybe not the right way, maybe not the wrong way, I don't know. I'm just a guy that tries to figure things out, and I show you how I'm figuring them out and how I'm doing it. There's zero guarantee I'm doing it right, so don't copy me and assume you're doing it correctly. Understand that, please. Moving on, today we are, let me grab them. All right, today we are replacing the front brake lines, just the flexible ones. We put on the lift up front, and now at full droop, the brake lines are freaking tight. So we're gonna extend them. I'm using Rough Country kit 89705. So this kit is for this truck, but not this application. So I can't find anywhere online a kit for 0 to 4 inches of lift for extended brake lines. Everybody says that your stock ones will work. My stock ones are not working. They are very, very tight at full droop. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I did a lot of searching online, can't find anything for this application, but Rough Country has a kit that's good for 4 to 8 inches of lift, but it says in big, huge, bold letters, only fits if you have 4 to 8 inches. So I was like, well, why? The fitting should be the same, everything should be the same, but I didn't know. So I ordered a generic brake kit, and I got on chat with Rough Country and chatted with them and asked, why will this not work? They couldn't answer that. They just said it won't work. So, you know, there's that. So I ordered both kits. When the Rough Country kit arrived, I kind of just held them up next to the existing ones, and I don't know why they're not going to work. So we're going to try them. I'm not sure. I don't know why it's only for 4 to 8, because it doesn't even seem like there's that much excess line. So we're going to use it, or try to. And but be known, I'm saying it right here, just like Rough Country on their big website, do only or not for use on anything but 4 to 8 inch lift on this vehicle. This is not the right application, so I'm not recommending you do what I'm doing. That being said, we're going to do a video on it and see if it works out for me. Yeah, so let's get started. All right, so if you're doing this, you probably don't need to remove the tires. I removed them just because I got other things I'm doing right now too than just the brakes. I'm gonna go ahead and mount you guys on the stud here. Let's see if there's a good way. Boom. And hopefully you got some, well, actually, hold on. So this is the passenger side. This is the brake line with the banjo bolt. It kind of runs up, almost intercepts the shock, and then it turns into flexibility, bouncy up to here. Voila. Okay, so that's what it looks like. This is what we're replacing. This is, when I did the lift, this vacuum line just kind of snapped. This is for your locking hubs. I'm not using the vacuum system, so I don't need that anyway. I do need to cap that. Anyway, this is the previous owner's Jimmy rigged. I'm guessing he ripped the line at some point and patched it. Looks fantastic. Like he didn't know what he was doing either. So we're going to replace this line. We're going to do this systematically. We're going to leave the cap on the brake fluid reservoir. There's a lot of fluid in that reservoir. I don't think we'll run out. I got the hood prop so we can check it if we run into complications. I got some vice grips. I'm going to clamp the line, probably in the middle somewhere here. And then we're going to undo this line and put the new line on. And then once we're done with that, we'll come up here and we'll disconnect this and put the new connection on. My goal is to have as much or a minimal brake fluid leakage as possible during this process. So that's the goal, that's the plan, and yeah, let's give it a go. So as mentioned, just gonna grab a rag here and pop this loose. This whole thing's a jumbled mess. Might see if we can fix some of that too. Why am I putting a rag over? Good question that I don't have an answer to. Just feel like it, I guess. All right, that's freaking tight, so that should be golden. All right, so we got our drip pan down here to catch any fluid that pours out. And we're just gonna break that loose. Okay. This is very dirty. A lot of buildup. I'm gonna try not to get that into the system, because that would not be a great day. Okay. So we dropped a crush washer. Remember, that's there. So it looks like you got a crush washer on both sides of this fitting here. Notice we're not leaking. That means my idea is working out great. Now we need to clean this up because that's disgusting. Hopefully without getting anything in there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the bolt back in and then try and clean this up. For those that don't know what they call a banjo bolt, it's got a hollow center, not that you can see that. And then it's got this little pinhole right here. Not that you can see that either, probably. Pinhole there, and then it flows out the bottom. It's really quite a genius design, in my opinion. All right, take both those off. Now we're gonna grab the new line. These lines are not marked left and right, so I don't really know which one's which. But I think we can figure that out just by comparing them right here. So, this one looks pretty dang close to identical. So I'm gonna assume this one goes on this side. However, yeah, because this one sticks way out. Okay, so yep. So let's go with that. I'm gonna feed this underneath here for now. Looks like it's gonna go like so. And up there like that, yes. So, is this light even worth it? Is this making it worse? I think it is making it worse. Let's go with that. So this will go like so. Just to verify. So did that one. So yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so the new kit, Rough Country kit. By the way, I'm not sponsored. I don't think they would sponsor this anyway because, well, I'm not using the right application. Full disclosure, as mentioned. So this comes with 2 new crush washers per side. So let's go ahead and put the first one on. And then we'll slide it through on this side. And the other crush washer on this side. And then stick it back in the hole. Stick it in the hole where it belongs. Something like so. You know what I did not do? I did not get the torque specs. So I'm gonna go look those up. Alright, so according to my service manual, it says 26 is the torque specs. Which is right there. So we are done with this bolt. Now we get to go up to the top portion and verify that this is all going to work here. So I think this will work just like so. Looks perfect actually, and as long as it doesn't end up rubbing the tire here, which it could. If it does rub the tire, then we could flip this around and do something like so. Should have left the tire on, eh? Well, what we can do is put the tire back on and see. Let's do that. Okay, so now with the tire on, we can see that if we just do it like this, we got plenty of room. So we'll go ahead and do it just like that. Alright, so for this situation down here, we're going to go to the back of this bracket, the engine side, with our 7/16 If you have a actual line wrench, it's way better. I can't find mine right now. So all we're going to do is we're going to break this nut loose, and then we're going to pop this clamp out. And that holds everything in place. Once that's done, we can then take this nut the rest of the way out and flip these lines out real quick while we're dripping fluid, and we can move on. So that's in theory. So if you have a line wrench, this will go a lot easier. If you don't, like me, then, well, hold your breath, hope for the best. Make sure you got your drip pan ready to go down below. So we're going to put our 7/16 on there. You're going to do your righty-tighty, break it loose. That's good. It wasn't actually all that bad. Okay, so I can't see back there. I'm just assuming it broke loose and I didn't slip. Yeah, I broke loose. Okay, so now that's broken loose, got your drip pan. You can go ahead and take your whatever tool you got. Oh, to pop this pin out. Clip. Might need some channel locks and needle nose. Alright, so my camera froze again. I don't know when. It never warns me when it freezes. It just freezes. The stinking GoPro, man. It's starting to really piss me off. Anywho, so I bent this bracket down. I don't know if we saw that. I bent this bracket down. I'm not telling you to do that. I just did it because I couldn't get this clip off. It wasn't pulling off. So I bent it down so I could get a better look, and it turns out that the clip doesn't actually pull off. It's actually part of the system. So the only way to get this clip off is if you take the whole line off, which I don't like because I like to have these lines disconnected as little as possible. But don't really have a choice in the matter. So we got to take this bolt off with your 7/16, and then we can get this clip out, take the line apart, put the new line up, put this in, put this bolt back on. While we do that, hopefully we don't lose crap tons of fluid. So let's go ahead and do that, and hopefully the camera doesn't freeze again. Where did I put my 7/16? There it is. Okay, so we can go ahead and break this 7/16 off. And there it goes. We got our drip pan down, but I'm actually going to put a rag over top of these springs. These springs are brand new from last week. Trying not to destroy the paint on them already. Okay, so line is broken. Boop. Now because this is going to take us a minute, I'm going to take a finger off my glove, stick it up in there just to catch and hopefully contain the majority of any fluid. If this was like a regular system where you didn't have to get this off before the clip, I wouldn't even bother. But okay, so now we should theoretically be able to get that clip off. Where'd my screwdriver go? You can hammer it off, you can use a screwdriver, you can use your pliers, you can do whatever you need to do to get it off. Okay, that's off. Okay, so now that that's off, as you notice, your line just dropped right out. So we're gonna go put that whole thing in that container. We're gonna take our new line, stick it up in there. It's only gonna fit one way. I don't know which way, right there, that's the way it's gonna fit. So now that that's in, you can put your clip back on, which is just this bottom portion right here. Get this out of the way for a minute. Oh, I thought I got that out of the way. Oh, I just squirted fluid. Make sure you wear your safety glasses, people. My glove idea did not work. That's funny. All right, so got that in. Oh, take care of the glove later. We just want to get this threaded back in right now as fast as possible. Grab your 7/16. There's not really a, what you might call a torque spec for these, so just make it tight. Okay, and there she be. Clean up anything you splattered. All this stuff we'll use some brake clean for. Cut this zip tie that did not work. Get rid of that crap. Get your brake clean. Clean it all up. We're not going to drain these quite yet. Bleed them quite yet. We're going to wait on that for just a minute. We'll do the other side first, drain them at the same time, bleed them at the same time. But we are going to look for any passive leaks while we're waiting before we move on, so we don't come back and do a big mess in a minute. All right, line still feels dry here since the brake clean, still feels dry up there. I'm going to go ahead and push this bracket back, which again, I don't recommend you take it off in the first place because, you know, that's not how you're supposed to do it. I was just trying to get a better look at the clamp. Once I did, I don't need to do that to the other side now. Just like so. All right, so that's what this looks like, brand new. Ooh, nice and shiny, Rough Country, no, not sponsored. Like I said, this is not the right application. I don't understand why not though, because it fits just fine. I mean, yes, there's a little loop, but we dry fit the tire was not touching. That's not touching, nothing's touching. So I don't understand why they don't want you to use it in this application, but they don't, so there's that disclaimer. So worthy of noting, this new kit with the Rough Country did come with the newer clamps. These are the clamps that you don't have to undo the entire line for. Just a heads up and FYI. I'm going to go ahead and leave the old ones on because it does add a sense of security. So I'm not going to use these new ones. I'll keep them for a later date for any strange purposes. Oh, I forgot to mention. So on this line it has this extra T here. On the older models, this is an old model, but older models, this had a separate line. I don't know if it's for the brake booster or something. I don't know what it's for. Rough Country does include a plug, so we can plug that. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now before we forget. All right, so it's nice of them to include the plug. I'm just going to put that in. So that is a 10 millimeter, so just go ahead and put it down. You're not going to be able to crank it down right now, but you can at least get it on. All right, so we bled the brakes. If you want to see a process on that, there's plenty on YouTube. I want to keep this video semi-short or shorter, and I'm not going to bleed the brakes on video, so I already did that. But it's a pretty simple process, especially if you have two people. So our brakes are in. I just took a little test drive. We got plenty of play, and this is at full droop. To get at full droop, I had to use my 4-ton and big spacer to get the full droop, but that's full droop. Tires off the ground. See? Whee! So at full droop, we got plenty of brake line play left. So again, not sure why Rough Country says this is not for a shorter lift. It works. The lines at no point do the lines get in the way of the tire. So yeah, so I want to drop this side and lift the other side. All right, so again, driver's side is now off the ground, full droop, and these brake lines got plenty of play. Again, I don't know why Rough Country says do not use them for this application. So because they say don't, I'm not going to advocate that you do. I am happy with this. I'm going to leave it. I don't see any negative effects. It doesn't come in contact with the tire at all. Everything looks good. Everything looks great. So we're going to go with it. All right. All right, guys, it's as simple as that. Thanks for watching. What we did right now is we took a brake kit that is not recommended for this application. We put it on anyway, and it looks great, acts fantastic. Everything's doing great. So I'm not sure why they say do not use it for this application. I might email them with my results, and maybe they'll change their mind, I don't know, or come up with something or tell me why it shouldn't be. I don't know. We're going to find out. But that's it. So I know I didn't show how to bleed the brakes. I'm trying to keep these videos shorter. Notice I didn't say short. I get a lot of compliments about how I cover every little part, and so it's kind of contradictory here, but I wanted, anywho. I'm not covering bleeding the brakes. I'll probably do a separate video later at another time. In the meantime, there's like 40 bazillion videos on YouTube about how to bleed your brakes. So take a look at those. I will say, bleeding the brakes on this Super Duty, the bleeder valve, I think they're plugged. Both the front ones, I wasn't getting any brake juice out of there whatsoever. So I ended up having to back off the banjo bolt to bleed that way. That is, from my understanding, as a non-professional, that is semi-acceptable. So I'm going to look into getting new bleeders and see if I can do it properly. In the meantime, though, everything seems to be operating just fine. I put through a whole freaking quart of brake fluid just to clean it out and get some new stuff in there. So that's that. If you want to see more videos, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Let me know you like this video with a thumbs up and a comment below. If you have any comments or different ways of doing it, let me know. I'm not doing this as a professional. I'm doing it as I figure it out, so I don't always know the best route to do. I'm going to, now that I got the brake lines, let me show you. So now that I got the brake lines done, with the lift before at full droop, the brake lines were super tight, so I didn't want to go in and put these tires on because I didn't want them to jack the truck up and bust my lines and then me have to pay them $5 billion to fix it right then and there. So this I did for under $100 myself. Now that the lines are long enough that they can jack the truck up, I'm going to go put these bad boys on. Probably go to Big O, get an alignment, put these on. These are Road 1 Calvary MTs, mud terrains that are going on. These are the 35s, the 315, 75, 16 tires. I'd really like some 17-inch rims, but for now this is what we got. So I'm gonna put these on. These are a unknown brand from what I can tell. There's not really anything online about them. I guess they're a Pirelli / Road 1 merger with a brand new facility that Pirelli says is better than their original facility. So I'm going to give these a try. I'll do a little review on them, and yeah, we're going to see how that goes. This truck will be looking pretty good in no time. Thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I appreciate your thumbs ups. I appreciate your viewership, and I appreciate your subscriberships. At the point of making this video, filming it, I'm at like 897 subscribers. I really appreciate that, guys. It's awesome. So keep watching. Stay tuned. There's more coming. Adios.